Hey, it's Hank. We had a doorknob go through the wall. I'm going to show you how to patch that hole in the drywall there. First thing we're going to do is fix that door stop. We don't want that happening again. Now back to the hole. I just hold up a piece of drywall next to the hole and get a rough size. I'm going to cut me a nice little square. I like to just cut the drywall first, and then I'm going to mark around the piece I've cut, and then I'll cut the hole out to fit the piece of drywall. I've seen people do it the other way around. I think that's backwards. I think this is a much easier method. Now I just take a oscillating multi-tool and cut along the line, and I'll make the hole in the wall match my patch piece. And I want to point out that this is day one. This is a 4-step process the way I do it, and day one, half an hour tops. The other 3 days are like 10 minutes, so it's not a very long process. You just have to space it out, giving your drywall compound time to dry between the patches. Now I've got a board cut. Gonna slip it in there in the hole. It just has to have enough length to be able to catch it with 3 or 4 drywall screws. I'm going to be really careful not to pop those screws. I don't want them to pop through the paper and lose all their holding strength. I'm going to put 3 or 4 screws in each side, and then I will slip my my patch piece in there, and then I will put a couple of screws in that. You'll probably notice that's a 1/2 inch piece of drywall that I'm using for my plug, and I'm patching the wall is made of 5/8 drywall. That's fine. Just have to build up a little more. You'll have some shrinkage the first couple of days, which by me is fine. I think it'll come out looking better this way in the long run. Now day one, I'm just making sure everything's covered. It's ugly, that's fine. Come back day two, I'm going to knock off any high points. You'll see all my shrinkage there, which is expected. Day two, I get it all smoothed over. Looks pretty good. And I'm going to expect a little more shrinkage again when I come back. So I'll come back day 3. You can still see the outline of shrinkage. I'm knocking off the high points with the trowel again. I do not like to sand with sandpaper any more than I have to. So that's why I make sure I don't have any huge high points, and then I knock them off with the trowel. Now day 3, I'm going to try to get the final coat. I'm going to make sure that all the low points are filled in. All my edges are as smooth as I can get them, and we'll do the best job we can. Be careful, go over it several times, and that's what it looks like. There's a couple of high spots, but that's fine. That'll come off really easily. Now day 4, sanding very lightly. I'm not pressing that sanding block against the wall hard at all. It's barely touching it. I'm going to knock off a couple places there where I made a little mess on the other side. Make me a nice corner. You don't want to oversand. You'll cause something to show, and you'll have to put more mud on it. So just go to your places where you have flaws and focus on those very gently. And it just takes a lot of patience. Don't get in a hurry. Don't try to sand it all off. Now the edges, you got to blend them. Any rough edges, any bumps, that's going to show through the paint. You got to blend, fade out those edges really good, and just be careful around where you have that tape, especially if you use that fiberglass tape like I did. I like that because I'm not a professional drywall finisher, and the paper tape is just too hard for me. So I use the fiberglass tape, and so you just have to be careful not to sand off where the tape shows. There's day 4. Come back, and that's what it looks like. It looks really good. Once you get paint on there, that's not going to show. There is where the doorknob used to hit. That's where the hole was. You can't tell it. That's how that works. Be sure you like and subscribe.